Blue Screen of Death by Dunsparce. It's no secret, Twilight likes her computer time. She was introduced to the computer and the internet a long time ago, and she just can't get enough of it. She's rather clueless on the computer innards, but that's what Micro Center is for, right? The mayor had to only go once, and that was because Pinky accidentally poured chocolate syrup into the interior by putting it in the disc tray. She was never forgiven for her sin. Today was like any other day for Twilight in her old Windows 1996, and it was running the usual speed, otherwise known as the speed of a sloth with a mental defect. It wasn't like anything was abnormal about it to Twilight, for she just dealt with it as she waited for the 100-second Tumblr page to load, which was refusing to load a single pixel of an image. Come on already! Twilight moaned as she began to lose her patience. After 3 minutes, she had finally given up on it. When she clicked the X on Internet Explorer though, nothing happened. This event has occurred a few times before, but it was never this bad. She clicked and clicked, but nothing was solved. This began to worry her. "Come on, you stupid thing! X out!" she shouted as her fat, chunky computer excerpted a poot and shut off instantly. The mayor then slammed her face upon the desk, moaned loudly, and kicked the power button below her. The old coot made several kinds of different noises, all of which were frustrating to listen to. Twilight kept her head buried in her desk as she waited several minutes for her computer to make every sound in the world and finally come up with a login screen. But it never came. After 5 minutes of her life wasted, Twilight finally looked up, her face worried that her screen was still black. She then decided it would be a swell idea to lurk around the library to see if she could find any book about computers. She found many books such as How to Fix a Mac, I Looked Up Sonic Fanfiction and Then My Computer Exploded, and How to Fix a Mac 2, The Reckoning. But no book that suited her needs was found. She then got the right idea to visit Micro Center. But it was closed today until 5 because of a meeting. But who has the patience to wait an hour? She was left with no other option. Kick it hard, yell at it, and hope something happens. "You stupid piece of garbage, work!" she yelled as she slammed it with her hoof. Then, as if a death ray had hit her face, Twilight shrieked. A radiant blue screen pierced her soul. It had white words pasted across it, and she could only assume that it was a bad thing. She had never seen the beast before, but she felt its terror, its choking gaze of destruction. A part of Twilight's soul then burned away, as she was petrified with fear, unable to even blink. The screen just sat there, unmoving and unsolved. Twilight had awoken the beast. Twilight said, shaking like a poor white picture. "Maybe this?" Twilight's horn began to glow as she gently tapped the computer screen with her magic. It did nothing but stare, unaffected by Twilight's magical spell of fixing things. Twilight began to cry. No, this can't be happening! Help! Twilight called out in desperation. Suddenly, a high-pitched voice spooked her from behind.
"Help with what, Twilight?"
Pinky asked. "Gah!" the mayor gasped as she flinched around. "Oh, it's you, Pinky." "Oh no, it's you, Pinky!"
"You said you wanted help?"
Pinky asked. No. I said nothing. Go back home. I'm fine, Twilight stuttered.
Silly! I heard you call help! Now, what do you want help with?
Pinky spat excitedly. Twilight sighed deeply.
That! Whatever it is,
she said, as she pointed to the wretched blue screen before them.
What's wrong with it?
Pinky asked, confused. I don't know. It won't move, go away, or boot up. I'm afraid for the safety of us all, Twilight said, as Pinky gasped with fear.
Oh no! What are we gonna do, Twilight?
I don't know. I tried my magic.
Try magic harder!
Pinky screamed with an iron hoof. Ah! Twilight blurted as she charged up a spell. The charge of it began to fill up a big chunk of the room. Twilight thought it to be enough, but Pinky insisted otherwise.
More, Twilight! More magic! You'll work, I swear!
Pinky screamed at the top of her lungs. More purple sparks flew into the giant chunk of magic, with it filling up more than half of the room and being at least 10 times the size of Twilight.
More, Twilight! More!
Pinky shrieked with a voice crack. With every little ounce of magic in her, Twilight fired. The sheer firing itself made the world shake violently like it was on a galactic roller coaster of doom. Fire raged through the town, and destruction came upon Ponyville. Everything was now finished, and the Golden Oaks Library no longer existed. There were not even ashes left after this spell. The end had come. A black with soot mare came wobbling into a micro center with a huge package behind her. She awkwardly looked around and made her way to one of the registers. The worker there looked at her with a very concerned face.
May I help you, ma'am?
He asked, tilting his head. Yes, actually, Twilight said as she used her magic to pull out a chunk of hard metal. I can't get my computer to turn on. Any idea what's wrong?
Did you try turning it off and on again?